Okay, I'm attempting to move up on top of the bridge. Got most of the gear up there. This bike is very heavy. I may need to ride around. I did find a path, but it's a bit of a round trip. So I'm gonna see if we can do it this way. She's heavy. Stealth Camping and Adventures, and I'm here to do my Stealth Camping Alliance April Challenge set by the Outdoorsman, which is a Stealth Camping Alliance SCCC, Stealth Camp Catch Cook Challenge. Now, as you can see, not really much water here. I won't be doing any catching, unfortunately, but thankfully Nicholas gave us a secondary option for the challenge, which is to show us what's in your pack. I'll do that part tonight. I'm not a fisherman, I don't have a current license, and I'm more of a catch and release guy anyway, so it just wasn't going to happen. Still going to cook up a nice dinner though, hopefully, and enjoy my time here. As you can see, I'm on an old abandoned bridge. This is actually an abandoned section of roadway from the old motorway. This is before the noisy section behind me was built and put into operation. This was actually part of the original highway. Now, it's just an abandoned bridge. So there's a spot underneath as well to camp if I wanted to, but you know me, I like to be out in the open. I hate sort of being cramped up in enclosed areas. I feel a little bit safer up here. It's supposed to not rain today, even though it's raining now. But if it does, I'll just string a tarp up on the side of the bridge and just get under it like, you know, whatever. Anyway, it's been a little bit of a ride. Had the e-bike, but it was a bit of a hill. Time to crack a step 2. Come up for this one. Tui's new. Not the first time I had this on this channel, but you can't go wrong, and they're pretty cheap, so cheers. Cheers to Stealth Camping Alliance. Cheers to the Outdoorsman for setting this challenge. Lovely. Okay guys, I'm going to enjoy my beer. I'm not in a rush to set up. All I'm doing is putting a bivvy down again. I was going to bring a tent tonight, but I decided I didn't want to deal with the extra weight. I really don't need a tent. If it was raining, I would have brought the tent. And if I was going to camp under there, I probably would have brought the tent because it's kind of dodgy. I'd rather be sort of hidden. So yeah. That spot over there looks like a really good spot for a bivvy, being the only spot up here with grass that isn't overgrown. And like I said, if it does rain, I can just use the tarp on the side. There it is now. Alright, I think I might go take you for a little walk around the bridge. Okay, so just going to go start at this end over here and we'll walk down towards the other end. So I came up over there. That's where I walked up the little hill from underneath the bridge, and further up there's just a little bit of a path which joins the road again. I walked up about 50 meters and it looks like it does join the road. So tomorrow morning I'm probably gonna go out that way rather than going down that hill again. It just seems a little bit easier, especially with all the gear. Very noisy here. So behind me over there is the motorway. You might see some cars and trucks passing. So that's going to be about 20-25 metres from where I'm sleeping tonight. As you know, I do a lot of motorway camps, so nothing new for me. So we came in over there. I'm going to probably sleep just there in that little grassy section. And the side of the bridge actually makes a pretty comfortable seat. I might not even need to get my chair out today, which is probably beneficial because last time I got the chair out, well, let's just say it wasn't a very flattering shot, and I didn't quite realise until afterwards. It was funny though. Let's have a look up here. Still following the road through here. The old road, anyway. This is a pretty neat little spot. You could even camp here, to be honest. It's a little closed in, but if you want a nice low risk spot, put a tent over there, have a fire over there, that'll work actually quite nice. You've got a nice view of the motorway through there as well. As you can see, we've got the old railings on the highway here. You can see the fence posts running up along the side and some old guttering over there as well. And over on this side, you've got some, not many, but we've got an old railing post there. But there's not really much on this side, which gives away that this used to be a road. A bit of dumped rubbish over there. And it looks like it just gets increasingly overgrown and impassable the further you go. Always be careful of that stuff. You never know if someone's dumping, asbestos or something like that. And yeah, won't really go much further than all that lantana over there. Okay, let's head back. Not sure if there's like a plate on the bridge. There's something over here. Shut the car. They come slow around that corner. Looks like there was a plate, but there is not anymore. It's unfortunate. Okay, so it is much quieter down here. Hello? Who do we have here? I reckon Scott's followed his nose all the way here. Just have a look around. There's not much to see down here, to be honest. It's kind of muddy. Another reason why I didn't want to camp down here. It's been raining pretty much every day, so everything is just wet. What's new? It's been like this all year. Some rubbish. I'll tell you what, I love old pieces of infrastructure like this, just old bits of roadway, bits of highway. And spoiler alert, this is not the only abandoned bridge I will be camping at this year. I've got another one which is, well, it's different. It's different than this one, let's just say that. No more spoilers, but there's more abandoned bridges coming. So I did consider, look up there, see those little rungs. I did actually wonder if I could hang a hammock and do a bit of hammock camping tonight. That would have been interesting. But here we are. The old abandoned bridge, part of the old Pacific Motorway, and now just rotting in the bush. Like everything else, it gets tossed aside. Alright, that's as much setting up as I'm going to do now. Still got the pillow and quilt to put in obviously, but the bane of my camping existence has returned. I didn't think we'd have leeches up here, but we've got leeches up here. And look man, I'm at my wit's end with leeches right now. We have had so many bloody leeches this season. Not even this summer, this spring, this winter, everything, this whole bloody year. Leeches have been the absolute bane of my existence, and I've had enough of them. And we've got them here too. So got the bug spray out. I had a couple on my leg already, I just got rid of. But man, that's why I wanted to bring the tent and I forgot. So that would have come in a little bit handy. That's all good. I do have the bivvy. I can sleep in the bivvy zipped up. I don't like doing it usually, but you know, it's probably going to be pretty cool tonight, so it's probably going to be worthwhile doing anyway. Alright, I'm going to relax a little bit, lock down my campsite, make sure everything's leech proof, and yeah, in a little bit I might actually give you what's in my pack. Now, I'm not going to go through every little detail to be honest, because most of it is just stuff that we all carry. I'll just go through the key items. And specifically I'll go through the bike and the bike setup I take on this trip and probably a lot of my future trips. That is more important to me right now. Alright, I'll be back in a bit. That's first course tonight. Beef teriyaki. What's in my bag? Part of the April challenge, so let's go for it. I'm going to show you the key items and give you an idea of what I use to go camping for the most part. So, firstly, the most important part of any camp is going to be your sleeping system. So I use the TAS, I don't know, Camo Bivvy. I'm not sure it actually has a name. TAS is an Australian company. I believe it stands for something like Tactical Assault Systems. Something stupid like that. It's a very basic bivvy. I bought it about nearly a year ago now actually. My first time I used it was in last year's May challenge. And I've used it in almost every challenge since. And almost every stealth camp since. So handy. So handy. I can't recommend a bivvy enough to anybody who is looking for a new sleep system, especially when you're considering stealth camping. Bivvy is low to the ground, light, compact, easy and quick to set up and take down. Really, if you're self-camping, there is no better setup. Now obviously weather is going to be an issue for some people, but having said that, bivvies can do really well in cold weather too. You just might have to get one that's designed better for that. So yeah, that's my main sleep system when I go stealth camping, and there she is. Inside there I've got the sleeping mat, which is my X-Bed Sign Mat 7. I've had it for about 10 years, give or take. It's lightweight, pretty handy, mostly comfortable. To be honest, I do want an upgrade at some point. It's just I don't have the funds to do that right now. So at some point an upgrade for sleeping mat is on the horizon. I'm getting a bit older, a little bit more groany and creaky, and something a little bit more comfortable is what I'm after. So maybe this year, maybe next year, I don't know. It's not a priority, but I will be upgrading my mat at some point. And my little pillow there is, I don't remember the name of it, I'll just chuck it in text here in the video, somewhere over there. Bought it off Amazon. It's the same pillow that Wild Bear recommends, if you watch Wild Bear on YouTube. Cooking system, another important thing. So I'm using a generic cooking stove. I believe came with an Aldi's kit many years ago. It is a stove I've had for a long time, and I only started using it because of my disaster in the November challenge, when my old stove, something happened and the gaskets blew and fire went everywhere. So I'm using this old Aldi stove now, and it's really good. It's a little bit bigger than my last one, but it is puts out a lot of heat really quickly. That water boiled in about 2 minutes. Very good stove. And the pot that is boiling is I think it's Toke's. It's a titanium pot, 950 mils. Got a couple of titanium pots that I'll take depending on the trip. This one's slightly bigger than the small one I usually bring, just because today I've got a whole bunch of sort of pot-based dinners, so that's more suitable. My chair, which is inside out, and I can't be bothered to put it the right way around, but it is the Goshawk hiking stool. Recommended by Rob from Camping the Suburbs, so I lied, that's the second YouTube recommendation I've took on, and it's a good chair. I can't recommend that one enough actually. It's 25 bucks Australian, very lightweight, and you know, I can take it on the other bike, even on the lightweight bike packing setup, so good chair. Eating stuff, nothing too exciting there. In the bags over here, I've mainly got my clothes and stuff, so there's nothing really too exciting there. Today it's just a jumper, a beanie, beer, a rain jacket for my bike, and just miscellaneous bags and stuff from camp. These bags are Ortlieb Classic Touring Panniers. They weren't cheap. Let's put it out there. They were not cheap at all. That was about 200 bucks for the set, $200 Australian. That being said, all over. That being said, worth every penny. These bags I will be taking overseas when I finally get to do my long-awaited bike packing trip. It's going to be more of a cycle touring trip, to be honest, but let's just say bike packing. Those panniers are great, 20 litres a piece. I wasn't even careful packing them today. I was just chucking stuff in. I've got a 6-pack of beer, you know, clothes that aren't even lightweight. Just chuck stuff in, not even paying attention, and I've got plenty of room. Those panniers are great, very waterproof. They look really cool. I love that colour, like it's the petrol blue colour, I think they call it. Really awesome pannier bags, and like the mounting system onto the bike is fantastic. There's a little hook. The handle, as you hold the thing, the handle actually opens the hooks, and as you lower them onto the rack, they clip onto the rack. Fantastic. Honestly, one of the best systems I've ever had. So much better than my $20 Aldi panniers, which I used to be using. That was definitely an upgrade, and I'm glad I made. Over here, I've got, underneath the rain cover, because it was raining, this is the Basil Discovery 365 trunk bag. It's about 9 litres. Really good bag. Wasn't particularly cheap. Finding a trunk bag that worked was actually a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. there's a lot of crap and a lot of really high-end stuff, and not a lot in the mid-range. This was one of the ones I could find that wasn't in mid-range that did kind of work for me. And I'm very happy with it so far. It just stays on my bike. If I go for a ride, it's always there. I can put food in there, extra drinks, snacks, camera gear, whatever. And when I'm bikepacking or going stealth camping, that's where all my camera gear goes, pretty much in the bag there. And just miscellaneous bits and pieces, you know, wallet, keys, etc. All goes in there. Over here we've got our bike repair bag, our little saddle bag, spare tube, tyre levers, repair kit. I've got my 2 snack packs attached here, which I just put the water in. To be honest, I could have just chucked them straight into panniers today, but I like having those little bags there for a couple of bottles of water, and then if I'm thirsty when I'm riding, I can just grab them straight out. Probably the one downside of this bike is it doesn't really have good room to mount a drink bottle. I will get into the bike soon, but there is only one mount there, and you can only fit a very small bottle. This bike is the Cube Kathmandu EXC 750. It's an e-bike. It runs on the Bosch Generation 4 motor, which is something I was looking for when I bought my e-bike. It's got a 750 watt-hour battery, and again, something I really wanted. The bike I tested in New Zealand had a 500 watt-hour battery, and I got about 90 something kilometers out of that ride that day. So I wanted something that was going to be big, something that could have at least 100 kilometers without a worry. And this one does that trick. Longest ride I've taken it on so far was about 65 kilometers, and I used 45% of the battery. That was up some serious climbs, including the one I came in on today. So it's absolutely great battery, great motor, fantastic bike. I'm going to do a full review of this bike in another video. It really deserves a video on its own, but that is what I'm going to be using for a lot of my stealth camps these days. I still have the other bike, which I will probably take every now and then, especially when I'm looking for a lighter setup. But when you just want to take a bunch of stuff, and if you got some pretty serious climbs and hills to get up, you can't go past an e-bike. It is a life changer. Oh yeah, it's got that lovely sort of soy sauce smell you'd expect from teriyaki. Probably put too much water in. I didn't measure it. That is fine. That's what my dinner looks like. Well, one of my dinners tonight. I've got a couple of different dinners. They're all kind of the same thing though. Tastes exactly what you'd imagine dehydrated teriyaki beef tastes like. It's not bad though. It actually has got a nice, really good soy flavour to it. It's good. Alright guys, so I'm just gonna eat my second dinner, which is basically noodles, shin ramen. Love this stuff. But yeah, it's getting a bit dark now. Wish I brought my tent, to be honest, just so I could lie somewhere. It's pretty creepy at night. So you got down there the end where I'm going to try to exit. So yeah, just sort of just kind of creepy all around. Alright, I'm going to eat my dinner and see how it goes. I might have an early night. If I do, I'll catch you in the morning. If not, if something happens, I'll get up, but I don't think much is going to happen tonight, to be honest. It's very noisy. Yeah, noisy, nice. Alright guys, catch us.
was noisy all night, but when it got quiet, it got really quiet. It was a really strange night. Full moon, which was beautiful. Very bright up here. Had a bit of rain last night, so I did end up putting a tarp over my bivvy for a little bit just to sort of keep dry. But it didn't last very long. Everything's all wet and looks like a bunch of ants got into my bike bag, which is fun, dealing with that right now. Yeah, good camp. Just want a big thank you to the outdoorsman for setting this challenge. So I don't really have a lot in my bag, it's just what it is basically, and I couldn't do a camp catch cook unfortunately, so I look forward to watching what everyone else comes up with from that. I'm going to have a coffee I think, and before I head off, pack up again, see what I can do about the ants. Cheers. And there is the site last night.
Packed up and I'm good to go home. Got the ants out of everything and yeah, ready to go basically. Thanks for watching guys. Also thank you for everyone who watched my last video, the ASMR type one. It was a bit different and I really enjoyed doing it, and I'm definitely going to try and do more in the future, so thank you so much for all the helpful comments that came around that video. I do appreciate it. That's it for me guys. Check out the rest of the challenge videos and see you on the next one. Cheers.